If you're a frequent PNW Haunts and Homicides listener, you probably already know we're Birdie ambassadors.
We wanted to take a quick moment to tell you a little bit more about this awesome product.
Birdie is the modern personal safety alarm made for women by women.
In a situation where you feel threatened or unsafe, you can simply activate Birdie's loud siren and flashing light to create a diversion.
Birdie is perfect to carry anytime because the device is lightweight and comes in a variety of colors.
So important. Use our ambassador link and coupon code PNW Haunts and Homicides to receive 10% off your purchase. Like our social media handles, the coupon code is all spelled out, no special characters.
You can find the link and promo code in our show notes or PNW Haunts and Homicides link tree.
Have a safe ass day.
Caitlin.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello.
This is PNW Haunts and Homicides.
Correct.
Did we say it backwards? Now I don't remember. Do we say that first or do we say hi to the creepy people first?
I feel like we can do whatever we want.
Right? It's fine. We could change it up. It doesn't matter.
As long as we acknowledge the creepy people and we still say the name of the show. Yes. For the new people.
We did all the things.
Yeah.
So this episode will be a little bit different today. We have a few different things to talk about. We wanted to give y'all like a little taste of our book reviews that we do for Patreon. So that will be like the main portion of this episode. And then I have a couple little things before we start.
Yay.
So I had a couple sick days recently, and one of them I kind of just like relaxed in the bath with like all my candles, and I watched a shitty Lifetime movie called Sleeping with Danger.
I wonder how you heard about that.
I know, weird, right?
Oh my gosh.
Caitlin reviewed the movie on Patreon, and it was
it's something, isn't it?
Connect with me.
Oh, God. Ugh.
We got to that part, it was just me in the tub. I got to that part and I was just, oh my God, I lost it. It was so funny. But yeah y'all should go listen to that review because it was great. It was spot on.
It really was, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what to say about this movie anymore. I feel like I'm just grinding in.
Yeah.
Like the same thing. Yeah. I mean, I was enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah.
Is it not cringy?
Oh, it totally is. It's totally like guilty pleasure status. So
yeah,
it was really good for a sick day.
Yeah, definitely. You earned it.
I earned it. If you guys listened to the Black Eyed Children episode, we had a guest on named Jacob Westman, who is a local author, and he wrote the book Jennings Lodge. And I'm going to read a short description on the Barnes & Noble website. So it says, the small Oregon suburb of Jennings Lodge is afflicted with the tragedy of a horrific massacre.
Yikes.
Yeah. Why do I noticed that in the last episode. I always go, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to stop. I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay.
Never stop.
Yeah. As time passes, the people are beginning to go back to life as they knew it. Things suddenly take a turn for the unexplainable. People begin to go missing. Animals are starting to act strange. The police are getting calls about suspicious characters lurking in the woods.
No, thank you.
Yeah, right. Is this all part of one big hoax, or is something much more sinister at work?
I'm going to say probably the latter.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give anything away. No spoilers. Yeah. There might be a couple spoilers, but I'll let you know. It is a book review after all. I had to spoil some of it.
Well, and if you know anything about the nature of this show, it seems pretty likely it's going to be the, more sinister option.
Yes.
But you know what? You're selling me on this book, and I'm really excited to read it.
I can't wait to know what you think.
Yeah.
So first of all, this book, it took me so long to read. I feel like I was complaining about it all the time.
It may have been brought up once or twice.
Gosh, so annoying. And it's not because I didn't want to read it. It was just because I've been so busy. At one point I was doing 3 jobs and it was a lot. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, I would just read little bits here and there wherever I could manage to get some downtime and where my brain wasn't absolutely fried and all I wanted to do was just sit there and watch TV. Because reading takes work. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and it's tough too because we've talked about it before. The audiobook thing makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And you can't get that for every book out there and they're still worth it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's just a little bit harder to get through it.
Yeah, I was honestly really pissed off because I was so into the story and I would be thinking about it. It was just tickling my brain all day. And I just wanted to go read my book.
Aww.
But I couldn't. Couldn't it?
Couldn't it? I couldn't it.
This was saying a lot too because sometimes, when you're reading a book, you're not that into it, you'll kind of forget about it and be oh yeah, I was reading something, but it was not the case with this book. So Jennings Lodge is actually a real place in the PNW, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's an unincorporated community in Clackamas County, Oregon, between Milwaukee and Gladstone.
Spooky.
It's just 10 miles south of downtown Portland. And Jacob's descriptions of the PNW, Oregon specifically, are just so spot on, which is he lives here too.
He's from here.
Yeah, but it's so great to it's cool to read about an area that and they actually get it right.
Definitely. And there's so many common mispronunciations with a lot of street names and, lakes and rivers and landmarks and things when you do see movies or, read books about this area. So it's kind of nice to know that he'll get it right.
Yeah. If they make a movie out of this book, they'll have to collaborate on the pronunciation of things. So there were many elements to this book that made it great to me, in my opinion. Obviously, since this is my book review.
It's your book review.
It actually started off hooking me right away. So in the description, it talks about a massacre. And, okay, little bit of a spoiler alert. That's the first part of this book is they talk about this massacre that happened. I don't want to give too many details away, but you quickly kind of figure out what's going to happen in the first few pages. And it's just this sinking feeling oh man, this is going to be heavy. It kind of gives you chills.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to know what kind of massacre it is? It's
I don't want to give it away.
Okay. Just for me, I'm wondering, is it people are actually being murdered or is it a, okay. Cause I'm is this some sort of an extinction event or
no, nothing,
you know what I mean?
Nothing like that.
Okay.
It's more kind of the things maybe we would cover on a podcast type of situation.
I was I'm hooked.
I know, right? Hooked already.
Yeah.
That's really what hooked me right away because it was a kind of a different approach to talking about it.
I feel Jacob was talking about it when we talked to him about the book, and he was saying it's sort of a unique premise. It's hard to explain. And I was I feel I don't know. He's underselling it. And now it kind of makes more sense because it's just hard to explain without totally giving it away, maybe.
Yeah. You got to read it. It's cool.
I'm going to read it.
You got to read it. So in our episode with him, Jacob did give us like a little hint that the book involved aliens.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, I've personally not really heard them described this way. They're kind of typical in some ways, but then, like, in other ways, they were completely, like, unique to me. I've never heard them described this way. They were kind of almost more like cryptids and, like, super freaking terrifying.
Yeah.
Caitlin might have nightmares.
I know. Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to have Chris read it as well, and you guys can decide as my parents if I...
I think you might get a little freaked out.
You're like, this content is too mature. Maybe
Chris can read it to you and just like censor it a little for you.
Oh, perfect. Like bedtime story.
Yeah, this totally makes a great bedtime story. I read it before bed all the time.
I bet you did. Yeah.
Oh, I had some freaky dreams, let me tell you.
Yikes.
There are many more equally terrifying elements to this book. So, without giving too much away, there's some truly like disturbing government testing going on. It's totally like conspiracy type shenanigans that they're doing in this book.
Covers everything.
It does.
Conspiracies, cryptids, murder.
Murder.
Wow. This is pretty on brand as books go.
Oh, totally.
for us, you know? Wow.
I'm so excited to talk about it too. He also touches. He also touches on something that I personally have like a lot of fear and struggle around, and that's sleep paralysis.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's when you read the book, like you'll see it's a little bit different, but like the entire time I was reading this section of the book, I was like sinking down into my hoodie like a turtle.
Like a turtle.
Yeah. I seriously was just like going inside myself like, oh God.
That freaks me out too.
Mm-hmm. And it's described really well, and like it's kind of like what it's like.
Oh no. Jacob, you're too good.
I know. I'm like, I feel like he might have some experience in that department, the way he described it, but
oof.
Yeah, it's icky. But good.
Yeah.
It's like
so icky, it's good.
In the best way. But among like all of this, you get to know some really great characters. You care about them. You're going to root for them, laugh and cry, and get completely heartbroken with them.
What?
Yeah.
I have to have all of the emotions. And you like know how I feel about that.
Totally. So, long story short, I really like the book. It was great.
Oh my gosh.
And that's all for my little sample of our book reviews. Usually, I think they're probably a little bit longer when you do them.
Everything I do is pretty long-winded, let's be honest.
I just didn't want to give like too much away in the main feed for the podcast, you know? Like I wanted to leave them with a little bit of
well, it makes sense to keep it short because you don't want to give too much away about the book. And then you're just kind of offering up for everybody. This is sort of what we're doing, but it's short form so that hopefully they want to come and check it out on the Patreon.
Yeah. It was really hard to know like how much to talk about because I like wanted to talk about everything, but I'm like, well, they're just like not going to read the book then because they're gonna know.
Giving it all away. Like, hey, this isn't Cliff Notes, people.
Yeah. So I have a short little ghost story to tell y'all today to kind of like accompany this review. I didn't really go like digging all around the internet like I usually do just to like keep this on the shorter side because
we're grouping them.
It was hard to like restrain and like, okay, let's make this a shorter one so it can go in with the episode and not be like 2 hours long with all of the history I want to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm such a dork.
I love it.
Okay, so before we get into that, I'm going to have Caitlin do the tarot reading. We're not actually together again today because someone went and got a COVID booster and got sick again.
Yeah.
So
Cassie is having a time with the Rona.
Let me tell you, I'm over it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, here's my thinking. I know we talked about this just a little bit yesterday. I think that after actually having the Rona and you were already, fully vaxxed at that point, your body had a really powerful immune response, which is a good thing ultimately, but it sucks for the Cassie of in the moment. I'm sorry, friend.
Thank you. So I'm still feeling a bit drained. As we learned before, we don't do tarot when we're sick, apparently. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are talking about ghosts for some reason. Not as satisfying of a shuffling sound as when Cassie does it. And I apologize, but if you've met me in person, you know that I have freakish baby hands. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit record so we have our video for the Patreon. Okay. I'll give her one more good shuffle.
Yeah, after today, I mean, hopefully we'll be together and we can do... Oh, we did a video with our fancy camera, huh?
We did. Yeah, we did.
That's right.
Yeah, we were together last time.
Yeah. I forgot.
I know.
Long ago.
It feels like it, though, because it had been such a long time since we had recorded together in person. And then it took us, just like half the day to set up the dang thing. So
I know.
All right. Cassie.
Just like refreshing my brain on it.
Yeah.
I wrote this so long ago, you guys.
What do you feel?
Tired.
Any particular section of the deck calling to you?
I trust your fingers.
Okay. Let's see. Such a weird thing to say.
I know. Take it out of context. It's going to sound real weird.
Yeah. I mean, what ifs? All right. We've got Queen of Cups. I'm trying to keep her in front of my face so that it doesn't blur her out on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Can
you hold it up more?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty. She looks like a mermaid.
Yes.
She's like on a throne by the sea in like a teal gown, holding a chalice, a pink chalice.
I know, but it's like a seashell chalice.
Yeah. Is her hair green? It looks like seaweed.
It does, huh? It's kind of just like the same color as the ocean. It looks greener on the Zoom screen, I think, than what the card looks in IRL.
That's pretty.
Yeah, she pretty. And there's actually a mermaid on her throne, too.
Oh, is there? Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Come on. Here, just hold it in front of my face. Nope. Okay. Zoom's like, fuck you. You see?
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
I was like, okay, I have to hold it still so it doesn't go out of focus. Yeah. And then
that's
point
a pretty
to
card.
that.
Yeah,
that. I think so.
I don't think the story really has anything to do with mermaids, but that would have been cool.
So if it doesn't have anything to do with mermaids, I'm out.
Sorry, guys. Cut off.
So, Queen of Cups, and this is in the upright position. We have our keywords: creativity, fertility, strong emotion, change, intuition. Our description on the card is: usually the Queen of Cups appears seated on a throne, wearing a crown and lovely garments. A beautiful woman, she exudes warmth, sensuality, and maternal caring. In a reading, the queen may signify an actual person. When she does, it's usually a mature woman who's creative, nurturing, changeable, intuitive, devoted as a wife or mother, and highly emotional.
Aww.
And she is sometimes a drama queen. It literally says drama queen.
That's cute.
I know, isn't that funny? The upright queen represents deep emotions, compassion, and caring. When she comes up, you're experiencing strong feelings about someone or something. She can also urge you to use your intuition or express your creativity. If this card signifies a real person, she's nurturing and generous, a mother figure. Ruled by her heart, not her head, she's changeable and sometimes unreliable. Drama!
Right?
Okay, so we've got a little bit more. This is an excerpt from another book, so I'll read this really quick before we get into the various applications. So, the Queen of Cups is like a body of water, ever flowing onward as she brings inspiration and feeling to the world. Though she may sometimes seem as mutable as the sea itself, she is ever true to her heart.
Oh,
That's from the Lover's Path Tarot.
I love that.
Okay. I know. I think that's really cute. It's cute.
So
I don't know.
cute.
Why do I say cute?
I don't know.
In a reading about money, the queen can mean earning money from a creative activity. Often she recommends being flexible and willing to make changes. Use your intuition as well as your intellect in financial matters.
Okay.
If the reading is about your job, this can be a creative and inspired time for you. To be happy, you need to be able to use your imagination in your job. Sometimes the queen shows an unrealistic attitude about work or a desire to be taken care of rather than working. In a reading about love, the upright queen represents a deeply romantic, sensual, and emotional relationship. You open yourself to a partner and lavish him or her with love. Sometimes the queen advises you to be more discriminating. This is a fortunate card if you want to have children.
Huh. It's not for either of us.
I was just... Oh my God. Oh gosh. I think my mic's broken now because that witch's cackle. Yeah. Not for us, but it's an interesting interpretation.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the case per usual, but I'm interested.
I think I kind of know where it's going, but
okay, well that's good.
yeah.
So we made the right choice by defaulting to the non-sicky.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. So let's get into this a little bit. Oh, do you want to stop the recording? Bye, creepy people.
Bye, Patreon. Okay, Queen of Cups. I love these stickers because I've gotten in the habit of kind of holding on to the cards until I have a chance to take the pictures for our posts and stuff. And now I can just refer to the book. And I was telling someone about it yesterday. We're like journaling so that we can keep track of kind of patterns that repeat and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we're not even being sponsored by the ritual people, but we would love them to.
We should be.
Yeah, we're manifesting that. We're putting that out into the ether. All right, Cassie, take us away to spooky land.
Okay, so for the research for this, I kind of just used this book that I had just to kind of help me not go crazy on the internet. Yeah. So I used a book that I had already had. It's called Ghost Stories of Oregon.
That looks familiar.
Yeah, and there's like tons of different like stories in here. There's like Pittock Mansion and like all of this. Oh, I already showed you this book, huh? I forgot.
You know what though? I'm glad that you had shown me that recently because I think I have it on our Amazon wish list for the pod.
We can get it. They have one for like every state. So we can get it for like Washington and all of the other PNW states. Yeah. Because it's really cool. It has a ton of stuff in it. And like, I wish I would have remembered that. I don't know why I forgot that I had this book.
That's so funny.
Because it talks about like Pittock Mansion and like other places that we have already talked about. So, I mean, there's not really like a ton of new info, but it would have been cool to like use that as a source instead of just the internet all the time. Yeah, like I like to do. It's by Susan Smitten, which is such a cute name.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
I'm just smitten with Susan Smitten.
Well, makes sense. She's adorbs. We've got another promo roll that we are really excited to share today.
Hi there. Sorry for interrupting the awesome podcast you're listening to, but I wanted to share another awesome podcast that you might enjoy. It's called Learning About the World with Louise Paul. In this podcast, you can learn about various topics such as natural disasters, infrastructure projects, history, wars, space, culture, and much more. With new episodes releasing every week, it's a great way to consistently expand your knowledge and understanding of the world around you. And the episodes are less than 10 minutes long, so you got nothing to lose. Go check it out. If you're a person who likes learning new things, you will definitely enjoy this podcast. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as Learning About the World with Louise Paul, and on Instagram at Learning About the World Podcast. Thank you for your time.
You guys, we're back. Hi.
So I thought it would be fun to like pick a place that was close to Jennings Lodge. I kind of looked up to see if there was any hauntings like in Jennings Lodge, but I couldn't find anything. So if anyone knows, let me know. But yes, I found a place close. Yeah.
Nice.
So just 3 miles south of Jennings Lodge is a little town called Oregon City. Have you heard of it?
Oh my, stop it. A little town. You know what? I didn't realize it was that close. That's basically like your next door neighbor.
Yeah,
that's
it's close.
Super close.
There is a museum called McLoughlin House. And it used to be the home of Dr. John McLoughlin, known as the Father of Oregon.
I know this house, but I've never been there.
You've never been there?
No, I mean, I've driven by it. I've probably walked right by it, but I've never actually done, I think they do some tours and stuff.
Yeah, they do tours.
I didn't realize it was haunted or anything, though.
It's totally not haunted. We're not talking about it. Okay, so I'm going to show you the picture of Dr. John McLoughlin. I'll post the picture, you guys. It's so scary.
Oh, Lord.
Like, I know it's just the times and like the photos back then, but he also has like a scowl on his face. Like,
that photo is a lot. I'm not so sure. I mean, literally every time.
Sorry.
He looks like an angry version of Beethoven.
Yeah. Yep.
Like angry and scary. I don't like it. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I don't think he was like an angry dude or anything, but from what I've read anyway, but
a picture is worth 1,000 words, my friend.
He lived there with his wife, Marguerite, who was Chippewa.
Aw.
Yeah.
Cute name.
I know. I love it.
Marguerite.
John passed away in 1857, and in 1909, his home was moved from the banks of the Willamette to where it is now. And I wrote the OC. And that I almost just said Orange County, and it's not. It's Oregon City.
It's so funny though, because we call it OC. Mm-hmm. Everybody abbreviates it that way. And like OC, like if you said that around here, nobody would be thinking Orange County really, but
I would. I don't know why. It's because of the show. So it's fine.
Oh yeah.
The OC.
The OC.
The dramatic. Okay.
Drama.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the card was about. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So some reports around this home are of a rocking chair rocking with no one around. So that's always spooky.
Maybe someone bumped it.
No one was around, Caitlin. It was completely empty. And this was, I know, this was not just any rocking chair. This was Dr. McLaughlin's custom-made rocking chair.
He would have a custom rocking chair.
He would.
I'm a learned doctor.
Look at my custom rocking chair. So there is also reports of doors slamming, things falling, footsteps. People report seeing a woman in the window upstairs, and they think it could be Marguerite.
Okay, Marguerite, I thought we could be friends, but it turns out you're a little weird for me.
She's just chilling in the window. It's like, maybe she's doing all of the other things. Like, who's slamming the doors, man?
Yeah,
maybe it's John.
I mean...
So a guest actually felt like they were being pushed, and that's not very nice.
It's not.
I feel like ghosts or not, we all need to keep our hands off each other, consent.
Yeah. Like manners, guys.
Yeah. Basic
You'll be sure
manners.
Yeah. You'll be sure to tell the ghosts that when we go and do our overnight for our podiversary, right?
Ooh, yeah. No touching, please.
Yikes.
So a woman named Nancy Wilson was curator of the museum for 20 years. She believes she had encountered the doctor's ghost a few times. She says that a young boy who was on the tour told her, quote, "I know there are ghosts here."
God, kids are so creepy.
Creepy kids, man.
I mean, they just don't have a filter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I love that. I know there's ghosts here.
What are you keeping from me? She's heard footsteps. She's had a tap on her shoulder, which, I mean, that's better than pushing, but still.
Still, like, don't be touching people.
Yeah. She even has seen a very tall shadow, like, walking through the home, kind of like hunching through doorways. And this is super interesting because the doctor was 6'4". He was very tall. So, like, the fact that she's seeing this tall, like, shadowy figure hunching through doorways. Ooh,
okay. Caitlin just goes quiet and nonverbal. Okay, I get that everybody is tall to me, but 6'4" really is tall. And
really tall.
In an old house like that, he probably did have to hunch.
Yeah, I'm, like, wondering why he didn't, like, redo the doorways a little bit taller.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you like to be able to walk through your own home?
Apparently he didn't care.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
I'm used to it. That's true, though, because if he did maybe extend the doorways, he would go to someone else's house and hit his head.
Yeah, actually, I mean, okay, I guess that's a good point. I'm
Like,
not tall enough to have these problems.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's like you going to someone's house and their bed is, like, really tall, and you're like, how do I get...
I can't get up here. Someone send help.
So her fellow museum coworker had a crazy experience in the dining room. There was, like, candlesticks on the table that had, like, 5 glass danglies on it. They said prisms in the book, but I like danglies.
I like the danglies. Yeah, I love those kind of candlesticks.
Mm-hmm. So classy. Well, only 2 of these little danglies kept, like, moving like they were being flicked.
No.
They were flicking the danglies.
Stop it. Stop messing with my candlesticks.
And the other 3 of them weren't moving. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So it's really, it's not like it could have been like a shake or like something. If only 2 of these little danglies were being, like, flickied.
I really wanted all of them to be flickied so that I could explain it away.
You can't.
Okay. I can't even eat in peace in this house.
Nope. You definitely can't.
I mean, it's a great way to go on a diet, I guess, if you're into that.
Right? You just have to eat in the kitchen.
Yeah. Just eat, like, huddled over the kitchen sink, like, oh, God.
Don't flick anything around me. So this next one is so sweet. People see a small black and white doggy.
Oh,
I know. And now I
Ghost
really want to
dog?
go. Yeah, I really want to go see Ghost Dog. They'll go and like ask about tourists will go and like ask about this little dog that they had seen, and staff will be like, yeah, there's no dogs here.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Cassie, we have to go here. It's not even that far. We used to be out in this area like every week.
Yeah. And I feel like we're such big dog people that we would have a really good chance of seeing this ghost dog.
Yes.
Because
and a
like,
ghost dog isn't scary.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I don't know why.
I know. It's kind of weird. I was like, why does a ghost dog not scare me?
Yeah. Ghost pets are totally fine.
It's charming. It's like the Nightmare Before Christmas dog.
Oh, Zero.
Yeah, I was like, I can't remember his name.
I know it. Apparently, every year on the anniversary of Dr. John's death, a patch of sunlight shines through the window perfectly onto his portrait.
Aw.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Okay,
They
so maybe
say-
he's not scary.
I don't think he's scary. But I don't know. They do say that like this happens at exactly 9:35 a.m. And although they don't know the actual time of death, they think that that might be like the time around the time that he had passed away on that day.
Oh. That's
So
kind
that's
of
like
weird.
It's kind of cool though to think like maybe he's just saying, "Hey, like
He's like, what
lighten
up?
up my portrait, like, come in and visit."
Okay.
So there might be a good reason why these two, John and Marguerite, hang around the house. Their graves were moved twice, and their final resting spot being on the grounds of the home.
Oh, what?
They buried there.
They
Yeah.
moved them
2 times.
But what?
I
Why?
don't know why. I didn't look into it. But it could be, to me, it could be like maybe they disturbed them, you know? And so they're not like really at, I'm hoping that they're at peace. Kind of like
Well-
Pittock Mansion where they're just hanging around their house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also they're physically there. So
Yeah, and they're physically there. They'd
I
been
mean,
moved.
I'm disturbed by it, even if
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah, but at least they're together, you know, like their headstones are right
Yeah.
together. They're on the property of their home. So I'm hoping that they're happy with that.
I have driven by this place and walked by it so many times, and I don't think I had any idea that.
Yeah. Just a couple graves in the backyard, you know, no big deal.
Oh, okay.
In the past, this home had actually been a hotel, it has been a brothel, and it has been a boarding house.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So, like, who knows what's there, really? Like, it could be more than just Dr. John and Marguerite.
Yeah, it's they've had a lot of visitors.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, geez.
So maybe some of them who passed through stayed.
Yeah, it's like we talked about it recently and we were like, is this what's happening at my apartment? It almost sounds like that could be like another one of those ghost bus station type places where
Yeah.
maybe that's why people have such different experiences because it's
like
different.
the pushing and stuff. Like, I feel like that's maybe not the two like nice spirits.
Well, it's not very nice. So I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have on McLoughlin House, which we're definitely going to visit very soon.
Yeah. Maybe just going out on a limb here. Maybe we can swing by. Are they doing like tours right now, or do you have any idea?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would
maybe
assume so. I don't know why they wouldn't be.
you'd think. I mean, what if we could add that, and maybe if there's a couple of other places nearby, we could make a little list of a couple of spots that we could kind of do like a little mini tour before our podiversary sleepover slumber party.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm down with that.
That would be fun. So spooky.
Let's maybe go back to the tarot.
Okay, so we have our Queen of Cups. Cassie, look at her. She's so beautiful.
So pretty.
She really is pretty. Yeah.
She is.
So I think this is kind of interesting because I feel like just even looking at the keywords and kind of the description of the card again, I feel like I see some parallels and some connections to the case. So our keywords were creativity, fertility, strong emotion, change, intuition, change.
Yeah.
Like maybe somebody changed your burial spot twice.
Yeah, and they moved the house too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and
Oh
it
my
was by the
gosh.
Willamette River. It was like right on the river, and she's sitting like, I know it's the ocean, but like she's
Well, it's
like on
water,
the shore.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's Marguerite right there.
I know. I think
You know
it
what
is.
though? Yeah, because it does specifically say like not all cards necessarily have an interpretation for like applying it to directly a person, but it says in a reading the queen may signify an actual person. When she does, it's usually a mature woman who's creative, nurturing, changeable, intuitive, devoted as a wife or mother.
You know,
And highly emotional.
I wanted to, so you guys, I wanted to dig it. It was like really hard to like not dig into this. I like wanted to know more about her. So I like
Yeah.
quickly was, because I remembered it was saying like children, and I couldn't specifically remember if they had kids. So I was trying to like figure out if they did. But either way,
Obviously, devoted wife, that really fits in.
Yeah.
We know that.
and I think that they
Um,
had a good relationship, like
I mean,
from what I've read.
yeah,
but-
it doesn't seem like we have any obvious kind of signs that there was any reason to believe otherwise, at least. Okay, now I'm really curious. Okay, so listen to this.
Okay, I'm excited.
Wow, she had kind of a crazy... You're going to have to do an update or a part 2 on this.
I
for
know,
sure.
gosh. This is,
For
I think
sure.
this card was a sign that I should have just looked into it. Who cares? Who cares how
Yeah.
long our episode is?
Exactly. Okay, so listen to this. Between 1794 and 1801, Marguerite and Alexander had 4 children, 3 daughters
Oh.
and 1 son. Marguerite met Dr. John McLoughlin, who was also stationed at Fort William. McLoughlin was a young bachelor who was caring for his infant son, Joseph, whose native mother had probably died in childbirth.
Aw.
McLoughlin was about 10 years younger than Marguerite. Oh my gosh, and he grew up in Quebec. There's so interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, they had 3 children together then as well. So their first child, John McLoughlin Jr., was born in August of 1812. Their daughter, Elizabeth, was born in 1814. A second daughter, Eloisa, was born
Ooh.
in 1817. And their final child was born in 1821. They had 4 children
Wow,
together.
so they did have a lot of kids.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to stop.
That's cool.
But this card is absolutely about her.
Uh-huh.
But no, that's amazing. Yeah, she's obviously a very devoted wife and mother. And sounds like there's lots of things that, the change piece lines up. I don't know. What else do you want me to reread
Yeah.
any of the sections?
Maybe the love
I'm
one.
so excited. In a reading about love, the upright queen represents a deeply romantic, sensual, and emotional relationship. You open yourself to a partner and lavish him or her with love. Sometimes the queen advises you to be more discriminating. This is a fortunate card if you want to have children. I feel like that
Which they did.
second to last sentence may have even kind of been there's a parallel there with maybe her first marriage
Oh,
without getting into it. Because,
yeah.
oh my gosh, We are so coming back to this.
History. I'm telling you, got to change the name. Hans Homicides and History.
Well, it sounds like there's some homicide involved in her early life. So,
well, on John's Wikipedia page, I was just browsing. It briefly said that his son was murdered.
Oh my gosh!
I know. I'm like,
family though.
Jeez, how much murder?
God.
Yeah. So, I guess that card was definitely like for me to just research. Just go with my gut because I was like, I really want to look this woman up. And so we might have a McLoughlin house part 2, y'all.
Yup.
If you want more history. There's also, we could probably do part 2 because there's a bunch of like reviews and stuff that I found.
Oh.
Just like a couple of different stories. And then maybe, like, if people hear this and they've been there, they can send us their stories, too, for us to read in the part 2.
Absolutely. If you've been here, we need to hear about that experience.
Definitely. Even if you didn't feel anything or, like, see any ghosts, you can let us know if you've been there.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need just the stories that confirm our bias, although that's great. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there was a story in there, too, of another curator, I think, that worked at the museum for a long time. And she said she never felt anything or saw anything. She had a scare one time with a bed skirt moving, but she'd figured out why it was moving. So
Sure she did. Sure.
Yeah. She said something with, like, the elastic was making it move, but it's in the book if you guys want to check out that story. There's a couple more things in there that I didn't read. Or that I read it, but I didn't talk about it.
I don't believe her at all.
But yeah, that's all I have.
That was a fun one, and I'm excited to learn more about it in the very near future, right?
Yep. Yeah. And we'll link like Jennings Lodge. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble. We'll link it for you. And he also has another book, Glow, that he was talking about in that episode. Which I haven't started reading it yet, but I will. And maybe I'll do like another like Patreon book review for that one.
That would be exciting. Yeah.
I'm excited to read that one. It sounded really good. You want to say bye?
Yes.
Have a creepy ass day. See you next Tuesday.
So for all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yes, we would love to read them on the pod.
Yes, we will read them out loud.
Not just in our heads.
Yes. They don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest if you would like to share. Email us at pnwhuntsandhomicides@gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters. Super duper easy peasy.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Same thing as the email at pnwhuntsandhomicides, all spelled out, no special characters. Please also rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening to, and check out our stories on social media because our meme game is hot.
Agreed.
And if you agree, like Caitlin, you can also find us on Patreon and support the show.
Bitchin'.
Oh, the book is by Susan?
How's that spelled?
Susan.
That'd be Susan. Yeah.
Susan?
I think usually Suzanne is with a Z.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
See, I don't know things. It's by Suzanne. Sorry, Susan.
Susan! We've got another promo roll that we are really excited to share today.
911, what's the nature of your emergency?
Your world can change in the blink of an eye.
He walked into the bedroom and you know that she had been murdered.
So he's running up and down, screaming, "Oh my God, someone call 911. There are 2 men killing a girl."
I know my son, and he would not go that long without saying anything to anyone.
Safety can be an illusion and reality a nightmare.
So how do you steal a person, a grown person?
Unspeakable crimes can penetrate any small town, big family, pretty face, or innocent child. And in the wake of a loved one's murder or disappearance, there is nothing more cruel or desperate as silence.
Why won't people talk about it? That's another thing. People don't want to talk about it around here.
For the families of the missing and murdered, they gambled with their sanity as they lose hope in closure and settle for justice. That's where the cold case playing cards come in. In each episode of the Dealing Justice podcast, your hosts Jennifer Dubisak and Lori Jennings will spotlight one card from the cold case playing card deck. Hear the victim's story from the friends and family who knew them best.
Her mom will never stop fighting until she finds out what happens to her daughter.
Learn about the crime and help close the case. Welcome to Season 2. We're not just playing cards, we're dealing justice.